What up, homies of the interwebs? Lugnuts.Guapo coming at you from the comfort of my own little studio, which is a mess right now. You can't see that because I kind of purposely cropped it the way that it is so you can't see it. But today you clicked on this video because maybe you're curious about, you know, if you want to maybe work for a little Harley-Davidson dealership or not. Hopefully this video can help you to make that decision, or if you were just curious, well, you know, whatever. If you're ready to work and have some disagreeing or agreeing opinions, drop them comments below. Go ahead and like and subscribe to this video, and here we go. That's awesome. So, all right, pros and cons of working in a Harley-Davidson dealership. Well, where should we start? I'm gonna go with the most obvious pro for a dealership, which is if you're buying a brand new Harley-Davidson, or maybe new to you Harley-Davidson, guess what? You do get employee pricing of sorts, and well, that does save you quite a bit of money. Cha-ching, cha-ching, ching, cha-ching, and then you get a motorcycle of your choice. Now, with that said, I'm talking about my experience with just Maverick and Longhorn Harley-Davidson, because those are the two dealerships that I have experience with, and there is a percentage above the actual dealer cost that you get as an employee, of course, plus tax, title, license, freight and prep. Like, yes, you heard that right, freight and prep. That is something that you actually have to pay for. That's not a dealer add-on. That's actually a Harley-Davidson add-on, and there's nothing we can do about it. Now, some dealerships will absolutely take advantage of that and just give some stupid numbers on there, and we'll get to that in a little bit, but that is pro number one. You do get a pretty good deal on a new motorcycle or used motorcycle, or new to you, you know what I'm trying to say. It's a good deal. You do not want to miss out on that if you're an employee. Got a text message from, dropping coins everywhere. What's the next thing we should probably talk about is culture, right? So every dealership is going to be different. I've been to different dealerships, not as an employee, but you know, just showing up and checked it out. And cultures can really vary per dealership. Even between Longhorn and Maverick Harley-Davidson, the cultures are quite distinct, and even like the likes and dislikes are very much different. So it could be a pro. You might just fit in and it's great and it's a good time and all of that, or it could be absolute misery. So far for me, both stores are absolutely fantastic, but they're very much different. One store is very happy to embrace all the new stuff that Harley's doing, like the Livewire, the new Sportster S, the Pan America, and the other store is more like your traditional, I just want potato, and all the old stuff, and don't give any new liquid cool crap in this business. So it just depends, right? So I like both, and I have no preference one or the other, but you know, I've had my disagreements with other employees, which is totally fine. So let's move on to the next topic at hand, which is the one and only, do you get paid well? Listen, working at any dealership, you're not gonna become a millionaire. Let's just face it. Now, you can work your way up and make pretty good, decent money, but it just depends on what department you're in, or you know, what your hustle is, how smart are you, how like quick you are to pick things up and, you know, move up the ladder, if you will. When it comes to sales, that's a pretty decent pay, but if you ask me, that's where I started. I started in sales. The pay is decent if you crank out numbers. You know, if your dealership is doing well, you're gonna do well. But you move up to like, you know, assistant sales manager, maybe even GM. Of course, each layer pays more. You're not gonna make $1 million.
$1 million.
Alright, so the pay is gonna fluctuate. In my position, I am a salaried position, which is not the greatest pay in the world, but there is a pro that comes with my title or position in the company. And we'll get to that here in a second. But if you're looking to start at a Harley-Davidson dealership and you have zero experience with Harley-Davidson motorcycles, and what I mean by that is this: you don't really have the knowledge or much experience riding Harley-Davidsons, it's gonna be a steep climb, but you can do it. you can absolutely do it by starting as a fit specialist and work your way up. And it's all about the longevity. Like just most careers, the longer you're in it, the better client base you start, logging in the hours, getting those customers in, that repeat business. It's when it comes to sales, it's all about repeat business. If you're in the parts department, you're a parts specialist, guess what? If you stay there long enough, people are going to come to the dealership because of you, because at the end of the day, most dealerships are very similar. Now, with that said, the dealerships are not owned by Harley corporate, but they're owned by individuals or companies that own multiple dealerships. In my case, it's a family-owned business, which I am so thankful for, because corporate-owned ones have a tendency to have a vast amount of restrictions, if you will, and it makes life not as fun. But the one that I'm in, is the opposite, so it's a lot of fun. But in my position, for example, I am salaried, and what I get to do is absolutely amazing, which will go into what the next pro of working at a dealership is, which is, ding ding ding, you get to ride Harley-Davidsons for free. Basically, anytime a customer wants to go on a test ride, you're going to test ride with them. If you're new, depending of course on the dealership that you work with, they can just let you, hey, gonna go grab lunch, grab a motorcycle and go. That again, it depends on the dealership. Our dealership kind of has gone back and forth depending on who the sales manager is and all these other kind of stuff. But for the most part, if it's a test ride, it's a perfect opportunity to go enjoy some motorcycles and enjoy it with the customer that you're going with. Or if you're just here to learn so you can know how to sell the product, you just get to go and test ride motorcycles and have fun. In my case, that's all I do is I shoot inventory, meaning that I ride every single motorcycle that comes in the door that we're going to sell. Or not so, if we send it to auction, I get that opportunity, which is an awesome perk. Again, I might not make all the money in the world, but I get the opportunity to ride every single motorcycle, and so far I have not gotten tired of that. It's always exciting, at least for me. So if this job makes you happy, then just make sure that you get paid enough to pay your bills and and take care of your hobbies, like in my case would be another motorcycle and camera stuff and videos and all that jazz. But anyways, rolling on to the next one, which is culture, which we kind of already talked about like a couple seconds ago. But where I'm going with this one is you can get tired of the motorcycle culture, which can be a huge con. So if you're getting into the motorcycle industry because you're excited to be around motorcycles and the scene and all that kind of stuff, there's a possibility you might get burned out on that, and that's not cool, not fun. I mean, I'll put it this way. You might see the same thing over and over again, and everybody that you meet is going to be excited about the same thing, which sounds like a great thing, but sometimes people just talk out of their butts, and it's... But with that said, most of the people that you get to meet are awesome. It's just, again, it all depends. There's always going to be that one person that you're not happy to see. I mean, it is what it is. But in general, you get to see the same thing over and over again. And sometimes that just becomes a little too much and you're just kind of, I'm kind of over it. So it might happen to you. It might not happen to you if you decide to work at a Harley-Davidson dealership. But let's go on to the next one, which is riding season. If you work in a Harley-Davidson dealership, guess when is the time that you cannot go on vacation? Riding season. And you know why? Because that's when everybody's buying motorcycles, and guess what? You have to be there to sell them the product. That is how businesses stay afloat, is when it's the season, you have to stay and make money. And if you're a salesperson, most likely you're on commission and you have to be there. And that usually involves Saturdays. So you can kiss your Saturdays goodbye. And some dealerships even open on Sundays, which, I mean, I don't know how I feel about it, but you do get the opportunity. I mean, I'm not all dealerships, again, not the same. I'm just talking from experience. And when it comes to riding season, it's important that you're there, because Harley-Davidsons are mostly ridden in the summertime or springtime, depending on where you live. And that's just kind of how it is. When it's the optimal time to ride, that's when it's the optimal time for you to work. And that's just how it is. And sorry to tell you, that's a huge con. So it depends on what job you end up getting. That could be good, that could be bad, or if you're just in it for the culture and don't care about the motorcycles, then maybe that's just perfect for you. So let's go to the next one. Marketing. This part is personal to me because I'm part of the marketing team. For say, I do some of the social media, and I get to do cool things like travel to California and ride the new Pan America and have all this awesome footage a month before anyone else does. And guess what? I cannot use it until Harley allows me so, and a lot of the times that includes letting other people such as vloggers or other companies do their bit, put their first video out there, and then you're just kind of like, well, I was selling this product for you, man. Like, why wouldn't you let me promote this? And I don't have an answer for that because Harley-Davidson has never really given me an answer. There's so many layers to that bureaucracy, and I've never gotten a straight answer. So, like, when Blockhead got to release his Pan America video, guess what? I had footage and a video edited already for you guys to watch and enjoy, and I didn't get a chance to release it till maybe like a month after Blockhead released his, or like the Sportster S. I already have footage for the Sportster S, and I cannot release it to you because Harley-Davidson has its ideas, concepts of what marketing should be, and that doesn't include dealerships being able to promote the product before they get to, or other customers get to, such as Blockhead, Chase on Two Wheels, like basically anyone that's not an employee. So that part is pretty lame, and for me that is a huge con, but you know, maybe you don't care about that either. So at the end of the day, pros and cons, every business has it, every job has it. In my personal opinion, there's a lot more pros, which I'm not really sure how many I mentioned because I didn't actually write this out. I'm just kind of going with what it's constantly in my head. But for the most part, it is a fun environment. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have fun. There is bad days, and if it's like a slow riding season, guess what? The business sometimes, there's not a lot of people. If it's snowing outside, the odds of you selling a motorcycle or parts or whatever are gonna just... So, it is what it is, but overall, it is a fantastic business to work in. You're not gonna become a millionaire unless you make it all the way up and own your own dealership, or make it as a GM, or, you know, any kind of high-ranking manager. You're gonna be up there, but you're not becoming a millionaire, let's just face it. But you get to ride Harley-Davidson motorcycles, you get awesome discounts on all your stuff, and generally you have a lot of cool people that you get to work with. At least that's the case with me. So if you like this video, if you like motorcycle content, car content, and adventure content, go ahead and like, subscribe, all that jazz. Drop your comments below, and if I said something you disagree with, hey, let me know, because I might print it on some toilet paper and use it later. Yeah. Alright, later!